Okay, hey you guys. So I'm so glad that you all hopped on with us tonight. Can you guys drop in the chat if you can hear me or nod your heads? Okay, cool. Okay, so we're going to get started, but this Zoom is going to be strictly about conference, why you should get to conference, what it has done for all of our businesses, and how to get yourself to conference. This is going to be all things conference. So I'm so freaking pumped because conference is one of my favorite things. And it has been so amazing for my business, and all of the girls on here tonight are going to tell you about their stories as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Make sure you're being interactive in the chat. Ask questions if you had them. We will be glad to answer them. But I'm just going to go ahead and start. So my name is Courtney Williams. I am a Triple Diamond. And so just to tell my story about, I've been to 2 conferences now, but I want to tell my story about my first conference because it was seriously so life-changing. And so I don't know if you guys know much about my story, but I joined, and in my second month, I went executive. And so I was an executive, and then that was in like July. Okay. And so then obviously we go all the way through December, January, and then conference was in February. And so, I was an executive, and in December, I actually dropped rank to distributor, and I was paid as distributor in December and January. And so, for me, it was like, okay, I've been hearing all these stories about get to conference, get to conference. Everybody was saying that, and everybody was telling their stories about how once they went to conference, they literally ranked up after that. And I was like, well, what the heck? I've been sitting at executive this whole time. I need to rank up, so I need to get there, right? Like I thought it was like this magical thing. I was like, as long as I get to conference, I'm going to rank up, and my business is going to boom. And so that's what I believed. And so I was like, but I can't afford it. I was getting paid distributor and executive paychecks, and conference ticket is like $250. Plane ticket, food while you're there, and a place to stay, all that kind of stuff. And so I literally called my upline, and I was like, listen, like, how important is it that I get to conference? Because obviously I'm not getting like huge paychecks. This is going to be like months and months of my paychecks just being able to go. And the words that she said to me was, is this something that you want long term? Is this business, are you in it for the long run? Are you wanting a substantial income out of it? Are you wanting to pay for college with it? Are you wanting to be able to have that, income? And I was like, well, heck yes. And so she was like, okay, then get to conference. Whatever you got to do, get to conference. And so I literally spent my executive and distributor paychecks that were $100 to $200 a month. I spent probably 3 or 4 of those paychecks just being able to get to conference, my conference ticket, my plane ticket, place to stay, food, all of that. And so it was truly an investment. And I would say, it truly is making it a priority. Is it going to be easy? No. Is it going to suck that you're spending all this money and you're like, okay, like I'm just spending this money and I'm going to this event. Like I hope that I rank up, but it is just making it that priority and making sure that you just get there and let God do the rest. You're there for a reason, and what you're going to hear there is going to change your life in different ways for everybody. And so I got there. The first night I was like, what the heck did I just come to? Like, it was like everybody was so hyped, and I was like, I don't even know what's happening. And then I remember, so the first year that we went, we had lanyards, and on our lanyard, we had like a card that said our rank. It said our lifetime rank. And I was literally the girl that was looking around at everybody's tag. I was like trying to get them like to move so I could see what their name said. And tons of girls were saying like emerald, diamond, double diamond, triple diamond. And I was like looking around, and I was like, what the heck? Like, if that girl can be a diamond, why can't I be a diamond? Like, she looks just like me. And so I kind of had that realization that like everybody there they were real people. They weren't perfect. They weren't these like supermodels. Like, they were all real people, and I was a real person. So I was like, listen, if they can do it, I can do it. And so that's what kind of hit me, and that was one of my aha moments. And so that conference, they announced the $5,000 bonus for going emerald, and I thought that they were going to announce a ruby bonus. And obviously, as an executive, I was like, cool, I can go ruby and get a ruby bonus. But they announced the emerald bonus, and I was like, crap, like I really want a bonus, but there's no way that I can go from getting paid as a diamond to an emerald. And I remember my leader was just like, you're going emerald. What are you going to spend that on? What are you going to spend that bonus on? And I was like, what the heck? Like, I don't know how this is going to happen. But I literally just set my mind to it. And once you're around all of that hype that's happening in conference, I was just like, okay, I'm going emerald. Like, all these people say they're going emerald. Like, heck yeah, I'm going to go emerald and get this bonus. And so I literally sat on the plane on the ride home, or on my plane home, and I was like charting out my emerald. And I ended up going from paid as distributor in January to ranking up to emerald, totally skipped ruby, ranking up to emerald that same February. So I went from like $100 paycheck in January to like $1,000 paycheck in February, and I got that $5,000 bonus. So it was like insane, you guys, insane. And that's truly what conference can do for your business. It's just like the momentum. The momentum is crazy. And when you go to conference, not only are you getting the momentum, and people watching your page are seeing that, they're like, what the heck is this girl doing? Like, she's so excited. She's shouting out that she's going to get a bonus. And then also, like, it's going to bleed into your team, because you're at an event and you're so hyped and you're so excited and you're being excited. And then your team's like, well, what the heck's going on? Like, we're so excited too, just because of that. And so you're constantly going to be bleeding that onto your team. And helping them see that too. But that's what conference really did for me. And honestly, just meeting all of my team in person, you know, meeting my leader, meeting my sideline sisters, is how I have a relationship with them now. I never would have known them before if I wouldn't have went. So that is just a short glimpse of my story and what my first conference did for me. And then this last year, I went to conference as a double diamond, and 2 months later, I went triple diamond after conference. So it is a continuous, insane event. It's not just like a one-time wonder. It's like every single conference has something else to bring. So that's just my quick story for you guys, to let you know what conference has done for my life. But I'm gonna is Ariane on here? Ariane, if you're on here, can you unmute yourself?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, girl, take it away.
I'm Maryanne. I'm currently a diamond. And I joined the business almost a year ago. And when I joined, like, people had already bought their conference tickets. People had promo codes from conference tickets. And so I kind of like missed out on that. And I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I knew that I wanted to make an extra couple $100s a month. Husband and I were really struggling with a brand new baby. And I had talked to my upline at one point, asking her, we did have an extra little bit of money. And I had asked, you know, is conference something like I need to go to? Because in other industries, you like, if there's a conference, you need to be at it. And I wasn't fully diving into the business yet. I didn't know what I was doing. And she was supportive, and she goes, no, you don't have to go. And then a month later, I watched, I believe it was Claire Flores. There was a video, like a Zoom, or her sharing her story, that she had gone to conference as Ruby. And by the next conference, she showed up as triple diamond. And so this was in January. And I asked my upline again, I said, is this something like I really need to go to? And she goes, you know, honestly, yes, you need to be there. And she had already set the goal for me that month of January of hitting Ruby. And so then I hit Ruby like the Monday before conference, and I talked to my husband. I told him about the story, the video that we had watched, about the gal that went to conference as Ruby and the next year went as triple. And there's Angel. And we talked about it, and he was like, you know what, we'll put the trip on a credit card because it can be a business investment, essentially, like a business write-off. We'll just put it on the credit card. You can go with Aria for the weekend. So I bought my tickets, like my ticket the week of conference, plane ticket, hotel, everything. Went entirely by myself, not knowing anyone, hadn't like met anyone. I didn't have a team yet, really. And so I didn't know what to expect going in. And the very first night of conference, I met up for dinner with my upline and a few of the sidelines, never meeting these gals before. And they instantly, like, everyone took turns pushing Aria in the stroller. Like, one of the husbands was on like diaper bag duty carrying it, and the other one was on like stroller security. These people that I had never met before. So I already knew I was in like a super welcoming place. And women tend to have this like preconceived notion that other women are going to be very judgy and very standoffish. And that was not even the case. Like, they weren't all like glamazon gals walking around conference. They were just real people, everyone of all different ranks. There was nothing intimidating about it. And so then, like, the first full day of conference, I remember sitting there and hearing the stories, and it was like, wait a minute, they're just like me. Or this girl is 20 years old and she did this as a 20-year-old. There's no reason why I can't do this as a 32-year-old. And that just like being around the excitement and all the positivity and hearing these real life stories and seeing these real life people and seeing their journeys of all levels made me believe, like, holy crap, like if they can do it, I can do it. And the other thing that conference really did for me was, multi-level marketing has a really bad rep. And so sometimes it's hard to believe in it. You're like, wait a minute, is this too good to be true? And so it's hard to get started because you don't know whether or not it's a real thing, like whether it really works, whether you can really make money. And I was able to see that like this was a real thing. Like this wasn't just some online scam pyramid scheme that people say. It was a real thing. And so then from conference, I was like bound and determined. I had originally like set a goal for myself to go like emerald by, I think, June, I wrote down, of the year. Well, when they announced the bonuses this year, like the diamond bonuses, I was like, no, I'm going diamond. So I had just hit ruby the week of conference. I went emerald the next month, and then I went diamond in March and got that $10,000 bonus. So.
Oh my gosh, I love that. And you guys, she brought Aria with her. Like she was like momming it over there, like anybody can do this business. She literally brought her and she was like all the things. So I love that. And I love your story about, I think conference just makes you raise your goals for yourself, because just like she said, she had a goal of going emerald and she was like, heck, I'm going diamond because conference is that exciting. And, I was the same way I was like, okay, I'm going to go ruby soon. And then I was like, nope, going emerald, And so I think it just raises your own expectations for yourself once you see everybody else who's dreaming bigger than you. And you want to dream that big too. And so I absolutely love that. So we're going to go on to Erin. Erin, you can unmute yourself.
Hello, everyone. Okay, so this is actually, I was just counting on my fingers. I'm like, how many conferences? Because I've been in for 5 years. So this is actually going to be my 6th conference coming up. And, I started this really not knowing anybody. When I bought my conference ticket, I didn't know a single soul. Like I had just hit ruby. I was like 2 months in the business, and Alyssa was like, you need to go. And I'm like, so you mean to tell me I need to like spend money and trust my husband that he can watch like our baby while I just go off on a trip? Like I've never done that. I don't know about that. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. Went to conference. I roomed with 3 other girls that I didn't know. They picked me up. They had a rental. They picked me up at the airport. So I hopped in a car with a bunch of strangers and went out to lunch. And so it was like the best thing ever, because it's way out of my comfort zone, anything that I had done. So go to conference. And if you guys look at the schedule of events, Thursday is like the night of worship. And I stayed for that because I was almost like, I don't know, but it was like this guard let down and I just felt so comfortable and everything. And then Friday night was the night that we had like a black light party. And that was, I'm old school because I've been in this business for 5.5 years now. That's when we launched our energy drink, when we had that. And so I remember going back out in the room because I'm like, I don't know anybody. And we're all standing in the hotel lobby. And this woman comes up and grabs my hand. And I didn't know who she was. Apparently she was a presidential diamond. By this time I had hit diamond. And so I really didn't even know like what was possible. I didn't really catch the vision. Like, yeah, I was working hard and I was making money, but I didn't like fully grasp it. So I go to conference and she grabs my hand and she's like, the Holy Spirit is just drawing me toward you. And I'm like, how many drinks did you have like at this party? Because I'm like, my heart is pounding. I'm like, what in the hell is going on? And she's like, she keeps asking me questions about my business and the things that I'm doing. And she's like, if you keep doing what you're doing, she's like, the next time I see you, you're going to be up on that stage on that white couch. And I was like, I don't know, like, cause I never thought past diamond. I was like, I want to get to diamond because that's cool and you can earn a bonus. But I didn't see the potential with this business until I went to conference. So I always say to people, like, sometimes you don't know why you need an event, but that's where you borrow the person's belief that's encouraging you to go. So go to conference that next month after. I promote to double diamond, went to green carpet that year. And so come back from green carpet, we actually double promoted from double to prez. So then the next year I go to conference. So my second one, and we had been working, hard for ambassador and everything. And so the room actually, so we rent out this ballroom at a hotel to have an event for our team. And the room is titled Ambassador. It's the Ambassador Ballroom. And so I have a picture. You guys can go and search that. It's on my page. But so Kyle and I take a picture. The next month we hit Ambassador. So every single month after we've gone to conference or an event, we always promote, and our teams promote and everything else. But y'all, I hadn't seen Connie for 2 years. So the next time I saw her was 2 years, because she, whatever reason, didn't make it to that other conference. She had something come up. So I finally see her. That was the year that they asked me to host a panel on blitzing. So I was the host on the white couch hosting that panel. So that's the next time I see her. So you just never know what can happen. And so that's the thing, is like, there's nothing like it. So I can sit here and tell you like all the things that, turn in my heart and why I'm passionate about it. But there's nothing like getting to an actual event. Like, try-its are really cool. House parties are cool. Tuning into these Zooms and hearing the stories. But there's nothing like being surrounded in that energy and just hearing the things live, hearing the stories live, being a part of that worship service that's on Thursday night. There is just nothing like it. And I know, Courtney, you wanted me to touch on, the money part, because like I didn't necessarily have a lot of money. And y'all, like, when we got started, we got like, I think it was like 1 or 2 perk points, like, or maybe like a package of wraps. Like, it wasn't anything when it came to buying your conference ticket. But now you're getting so many perks. So if you break it down and you sit there and you say, okay, I'm getting 5 promo codes. The way I look at it is that's the potential for $500 in fast start bonuses. So that will easily cover the cost of your ticket. It might cover part of your flight. It could go to room, and get creative. If you don't want to spend that much money on a hotel, like, post in the team pages and say, hey, I'm looking for some roomies, because y'all, if you split, like, I know we booked the Marriott and the It Works discount, it's $264 a night. So if you have 4 people that split a room, $264 a night, probably with tax and stuff, that's $300. That's really not that bad for a 4-night stay. If you're talking 4-night stay, get creative when it comes to that. So you're budgeting that. And then you're also getting 5 product rewards. So why not buy 5 packs of keto coffee, and that will come out to 19 times 5, which is around $100. And then you turn around and sell each one of those packs. I sell mine for $5 a piece. So I do 5 for $20. If they do that perk. So you're looking at potential for like $60 to $75 profit on each package. So if you start to think about just the potential behind that investment, because it is an investment, and I look at it from like the nursing perspective, if they asked me to be at a conference, I wouldn't be second guessing it. I would do what I have to do. If I was serious about something else, like another industry, and they put out this thing, like, I would have to make that commitment. I would have to take time away from my family. I would have to make those arrangements and make it work, because it's something that means something to me, for my career. And so think of it the exact same way. You're investing in your business, you're investing. And I can promise you, I don't know who has gone to an event that hasn't promoted, who hasn't had their life change, who hasn't taken off in their business, because it's the moment that you decide that, okay, this is a business and I want to make legit money. You make that commitment and you make that investment, and it's going to be totally worth it.
Sorry, I was trying to mute myself, but I love that. And I forgot about your story about that girl grabbing your hand. You've told me that before, but I totally forgot that. And that gave me like chills.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. And I love what you said about the fast starts and sample cash, because I think about, we get so wrapped up in $250 for a ticket, but think about everything that you're getting out of it, And there's so many people that, even when we get tickets, even if you don't know if you can go yet, people are like, I'm getting those 5 promo codes because I'm about to get $500 in fast starts. You're automatically going to make, that $250 back plus $250 on top of that, and sample cash. So it totally makes sense to get your ticket, make that money with those benefits. Plus you're getting those 5 people to join your team, and you're boxing yourself for what? If you just joined Ruby or Emerald, or if you're close to Diamond, you know, you're boxing yourself for those promotions where you're automatically going to make more money because you're ranking up. And so I love that. And I know so many people like one of my girls sold an Apple Watch to get to green carpet. You know, people sell their like a TV that they have, or their clothes. Like I have so many clothes sitting in my closet that I'm like, okay, listen, like I could just sell these and pay for my whole ticket and from Facebook Marketplace. So I love that. Okay, so let's move on to Ash. Ash, will you hop on? Just unmute yourself.
Hey.
Hey, girl.
So,
okay.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you. Just go ahead and start whenever you're ready.
Okay. Sorry, guys. So my name is Ash Hollifield, and I am a double diamond. I've been in the business for about 2.5 years now, and I've been to 2 conferences. And so I really want to talk about my second conference, though. So I had been in the business for my second conference for a year, almost 2 years. So 2 years I have been in the business. And when I went to conference, so back up, I guess, to when I first started, I went Emerald in about 2 months, and then I was able to quit my full-time job from social services. My husband is under me, and so my husband was my Ruby, and I was Emerald, and I was able to come home and stay home full-time in May. Then in June, my entire team quit, and so I sat Emerald for a year and a half. And then I went to conference this year, and I was paid as a distributor, fit everything into a book bag, like a legit book bag, all of my clothes. Like I army rolled all of my clothing so it would fit into one book bag so I could fit it on the plane. And we had to put it on the credit card because we didn't have the money. And then I shared a room with 2 other women who weren't on my team, but they were on my uplines team. And then I came home, and in March I went in diamond, and then in April I went in double diamond. My husband is my diamond, and we earned over $35,000 in bonuses. And so what I want to say about conference is there is just a different kind of energy that you get while you're there, and you meet people who are just like you, and they're sitting there and they're telling their story. And somebody had a very similar story to mine, where they had joined and their whole team had quit, and then they came to conference and they changed their mindset. Like I went through my notes from conference, and I had written down mindset. And that's all it took, was just changing my mindset and making up my mind that I was going to go diamond, because I charted for diamond 12 different times, like 12 consecutive months I charted for diamond, and I was always the same amount of volume away every single month. And then in March I was like, you know what, I'm doing this, and I did it, and we went diamond. And the next month, like there was so much momentum in my team and energy that we went double, and we earned that $35,000 in bonuses. And so there's just something like different things with people. And just like Erin said, like I can speak, there's just something about being there, being in a room full of people who think the same way, who want the same things for their life, and they're not scared to say it or go after it or claim it and, you know, put it out there, like, and manifest destiny, like this is what I'm doing. And then you have the support of so many other people, and it seems so strange, but it's so incredible that so many people who you don't know support you and your goals and your dreams. And they're like, yes, you can do it. You can do anything you put your mind to. And so it was just so like inspiring to be there, just the energy. And then hearing like the CEO, Mark, and his wife and their family talk, they're just like really humble people. Like I feel like I could walk up to them and just have a conversation. I'm sure I would be super nervous, but not because of them. Like I feel like they wouldn't make you feel that way. So just to know like they're just like us, and mindset, it's just a mindset thing. Like you just have to claim it and go for it.
I love that. And like she said, there's just something about not only being in the same room as people, but hearing people on your team and meeting your leaders in person and having them tell you, you can do this, you can dream bigger, you can go emerald this month, you can go diamond this month. Like hearing them say it, there's something, you know, they can text you all day long, they can voice message you, they can call you, but having them in person and say that to your face, like there's just something about that. And I will give Kayla all the credit for making me believe in myself that I could get that $5,000 bonus, because she constantly was telling me that at conference, and I would never have believed it if she wouldn't have. So I totally get that, and I love that so much. Okay, Kaylee, can you unmute yourself?
Hello. Sorry about all of the moving around. It's been interesting. I'm Kaylee Heward. I am a triple diamond. I've been in the business for 2 years, just over 2 years. And this will be I'm going on my third conference. I mean, it's so easy for everybody to tell you over and over again, like, just get there, just get there, just get there. But if you're like in a mindset, you know, where like money, like Erin said, like, you're like, meh, I don't know. And so it's really hard, you know, and stories sell. That's what they said at Green Carpet over and over again. So it's really hard unless you find that person to connect with. Mine's a little bit different, my experience. So when I joined, I went Ruby my first month. And then I got married and went on my honeymoon and stopped working. And I got comfortable with a couple $100 a month, which is all we needed, and lost rank. And I went to conference my first year as paid distributor of Lifetime Ruby. And I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I like, right when I joined, I saw it and I was like, Taylor, should I sign up for this? Like, should I go? She's like, yeah, go. Okay. And I ended up rooming with, I don't even know. I think we got connected somehow. I didn't even know the people I roomed with. We just did it last minute, as cheap as possible. And when I went my first year, I kind of was like lost a little bit with like my faith and beliefs and, you know, that whole situation. And I remember seeing on the schedule where it was like worship night, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to that. No, thanks. And so I obviously ended up going, and I think that's what truly changed everything, just because it opened my eyes to so much and like grew my faith more than anything, obviously in God and the business and my relationships and my life, like everything. That's where I think that I really felt like the shift. And everybody said mindset, like it totally changes your mindset. It helps you, like, just keeps the momentum going, just like any other events. Like there's a Triad event, or if there's any events, I mean, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but since Green Carpet, I feel like there's just been a complete shift in the business and my business and, you know, everything. Like it's a total like shift in your business. And when I went, like Courtney said, they released the $5,000 Emerald bonus. So I went to conference my first year, left, and ended up like the next month going Emerald, claimed the $5,000 bonus. And then 2 months later went Diamond, claimed the $7,500 bonus. 2 months later went double Diamond and claimed the $10,000 bonus. My husband went Diamond, quit my full-time job, all in that same year. And then about just after conference this last year, I went triple Diamond. And so in just that year, me and my husband earned $80,000 in just bonuses alone. And it's like, yeah, it's just a number, but you know, obviously it's life-changing. But like for me, I've grown up with not having girlfriends. Like I'd always hang out with the guys. Like I just didn't like, no, I can't, I just don't want anything with you. And I gained so many new friends. I mean, the people that I roomed with, she's not in the business anymore, and we still talk every single day because she's become one of my best friends. And like your friend, like you grow your friendships on a whole nother level, because when you're not behind a phone, you're face to face, you know, and you can experience all that together. And just like this last year, there was a couple girls there who got some one-on-one time with my upline, and like they were on the verge of quitting, you know, and like they're promoting now. It just takes like, it's just like, you know how we always say, stop texting, voice message, call them. Like it's a whole different like level of relationship. And that's what you build when you go to these events, when you go to conference. And I still do this, like thinking about it just like gives me like butterflies because everybody said you can't explain it unless you're there to experience the feeling. But, you know, having all of those people are on stage that you can relate to, you know, hearing those stories, and then seeing your team. This will be my first year in VIP on the floor, but I remember like last year conference seeing just Taylor and Kelsey and Erin down there, and it was like I'm freaking doing it. Like, I'm going down there. I will be down there. And you get to see, like, it just helps you dream so much bigger. It opens your eyes like to a whole new world, because you're not just staring at your chart. You know, you're seeing all these people that you related to. And with It Green Carpet, they did that event where it was like the Never Have I Ever. And you just realize, like, it being at conference and being at these events, like, you just realize that you're not the only one going through that struggle. You're not the only one who feels that way and who feels, you know, that you are alone. And I mean, then you get to talk and you start building these, yes, the clean version, thanks. But you start building all these relationships that you just never would have thought like are going to last a lifetime. But it just keep like conference just builds and builds and builds momentum, you guys, to carry out through the entire year. Like it's so worth it. And if I could go back like to my first year or to last year, like I would have like grabbed everybody by the arm and just like, you're coming with me. Like, let's go. I'll help you. Like, we're doing it, just because, you know, you just have to experience it for yourself, and you'll have serious FOMO. They've said it a million times. So if you don't go, you'll have FOMO. But that's just kind of my experience.
I love that so much. And I love how you said, you know, I feel like we do say we just get there. But like, we understand the struggle, because every time that I tell someone like, you need to get to conference, and they say like, oh, I don't know if I can afford it. Like, I feel that as if it was just yesterday and I was thinking that. So we totally get it. So talk to your upline, talk to your leader, let them know that you want to go, but you need to find a way to go, and they'll help you get there. Like, we can help you figure out ways to get there. And so make sure you're having that conversation so that we can help you get there. Tracey, you can unmute your screen.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
How are you? All right, let's get this started, because every single one of their stories just reminded me something else of my story with this whole thing. But let me introduce myself. I'm Tracey Jo Rose, the crazy cow lady, if you were at Green Carpet. Taylor dared me to say that. But I'm a triple diamond in this company. I've been in this company 1 year as of last month, actually. And my story about commerce is a little bit different. When I started August 15th, wasn't really looking, you know, I just wanted to make some extra money so I could take some time off, because I was a travel nurse. Planned on going back to work, but I wanted time off when my daughter had her baby. So that's all I was looking at. So I wasn't really into the business as strong as I wish I had been now. But so I kind of missed all the hype of the conference, you know, all of that. It was about October when I finally caught on, and I had gone Ruby, and I'm like, okay, wait, I need to go. That's when I started to understand the charting, and I'm like, wait, I want to go diamond. So I am going to buy those conference tickets for those promo codes. I think it was 10 that we got. It was 10 codes last year. I can't remember. It was a lot, but I bought it, one for my husband and one for myself. So I had all these promo codes so I could get myself charted to diamond. That would pay for me to take a couple months off. Still didn't see the vision of this company. All I could see was $2,000 a month for a couple of months, then I'll go back to work. You know, I didn't really see that this, you know, I just couldn't get the belief that this company could be real, that it could be long term. So January I went, so I'm working it, getting all my codes, still, you know, not going to conference, not planning on going. I just wanted those codes. January came along. I went diamond in December, and then January 25th, I went double diamond. So Megan and them all, you got to come to conference. You won a spot at Kelsey's house. I wanted to be there with them. I've had some issues at home. I felt exactly like what Ariana was saying. I felt, because I'm older, I'm 51, I felt like out of the league of everybody that was on my upline, and I felt like I would go there and feel completely out of place. I'm just a farm girl from Ohio, an old nurse, and I would feel totally uncomfortable, out of place, wouldn't feel like I fit in, and I wasn't going to do that to myself. But when I hit double diamond, January 25th, my daughter, it had to have been, I think it was the 28th. She said, Mom, you got to go. You just need to go to conference. And I said, Jamie, that's so not me. I'm not into big crowds and being around a lot of people. I just would feel really uncomfortable. She said, Mom, you have worked so hard for this to get to where you're at. You need to go. And all I could think of, and I want to share this because I have a feeling that there may be others that are out there feeling like this. I felt like, what in the world could conference do? Because I'd never been in any kind of marketing thing, so I have no idea how this all worked. But I just didn't realize. I'm like, what in the world could conference do? What could they tell me any more than the Zooms tell me? What could I learn or get from it? Other than that, I wanted to get there and meet Kelsey and Taylor and everybody face to face. I just really didn't see what I would have gotten from it. But my daughter just looked at me and said, you need to go. Well, I'm the type, I'm used to flying everywhere for traveling for nursing. So it was nothing to me to finally I came home, told my husband, I said, I think I am going to go. And he's like, go, you need to go. I really think you need to go. So I bought my plane ticket 2 days before conference, messaged Kelsey, said, I'm coming. Hopped on a plane, got out there. And I really feel that God had made it all happen for me to go, for something to change my mind and make me get there. Because when I got there, I remember getting off that plane, I still felt uncomfortable. I was nervous about seeing everybody face to face. And when I got to the hotel room where Kelsey's room was and opened that door, and everybody in there was like, Tracey Joe. And I recognized all of them. And all of a sudden, I just felt like I was at home. I just felt so comfortable. And they all just made me feel so comfortable. And they were all just like me. I had that mindset that they were something different, and they weren't. So then we went to conference. And as we're sitting in conference, and I'm seeing all these people. I mean, there's thousands and thousands. I had no idea how big it was going to be. There were older people, younger people. There were Amish people there. How do they even work this business? I don't know, but they were there. And I'm like, this is crazy. I can do this. Wait a second. And so as I'm sitting in conference, that is when I got the vision that this is a long-term thing. This isn't just a temporary thing. This is a long-term thing. These are people sitting out there that have been in this business for 10 years, 5 years, 4 years. Okay, I was looking at it as it's going to fall out from under me anytime, but it's not. And that's when I caught that vision. And I remember looking at Megan. We were sitting there as doubles, and we're seeing all the VIPs down there on the floor. And we looked at each other, and I said, we're going to be down there. We will be down there on that floor. And then they had the top 150 income earners come walking in. And I mean, I just got chills hearing all of their stories. And I remember looking at Megan, I said, we will be in that 150. We will get there. We will be there. And before then, I never even talked like that. I was just like, I'm comfortable at diamond. I'm comfortable at double. And, but not after that. Ended up going triple at the next month in March. We came home from that. Well, every night I was going back to my room and freaking working like a crazy woman. As soon as I got out of conference, I was going back and working. And that's how it's been ever since. I was just on fire. I seen the vision. And it was the best thing that could have ever happened to me, because otherwise I probably wouldn't be where I am today. I would have just wrote it out with that mindset as, this isn't real. This isn't going to last. This isn't going to work. So now, 13 months later, I'm a triple diamond, and I'm in the top 150, and I will be down in those VIP seats. So you cannot dream big enough. You always want to dream big enough and just go. If you're on the fence, it's because you should go. If you're on the fence, it's because you should go. And with these double fast start bonuses, I want to throw this in there because this is what I told my team. The double fast start bonus, that's the whole reason I even bought my tickets to begin with last year, was I was going to make $2,000 because I bought my husband's ticket too. I was going to make $2,000. So $500 was nothing. I'm making $1,500. With these fast start bonuses and the easy pay, you pay $125 right now. You're going to get your 5 codes, get your 5 people signed up. You've made $500. Now you can pay the other half of your ticket and your plane ticket before the end of October. So, I mean, it's a win-win situation. I'm a gambler, I guess, like I told Megan. It was worth it to me to spend that money, because just like in nursing, I would have had to spend it to take my trauma certification. I would have had to spend it, like Erin said, to go to conferences, other conferences. You have to invest, but you're going to get it back. Mark never fails to not give it back to us. And he always surprises us at conference with something if you got your early bird ticket. So that's my just on it. You've got to go. And I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it because it was the best thing. And I cannot wait till this year. I'm excited.
That was the perfect way to enter Zoom with your story. I love that. And thank you for being so vulnerable with us with all of your story. And, that is so true. You have to think of it as an investment because I guarantee you once you leave conference, you're going to rank up, you're going to raise your paycheck. What did they say at Green Carpet? Anybody who goes to conference, like the average is like a 37% raise after going to conference. 37%, like you can go do the math by yourself, but that's a freaking lot of a raise versus any job that I've ever heard of. And so you're going to make that money back and you're going to rank up, but you have to first get yourself there and make that investment. So I love that. And thank you all for sharing your stories. I hope that we all kind of spoke to each of your individual situations and helped you with that. If you were thinking and on the fence, like Tracey said, text your upline right now and say, I want to get to conference, help me get there. Just say that. That's all you have to say, and we will literally help you get that. I've had conversations with girls about, okay, do you have any clothes you can sell? Do you have a TV you can sell? Like, what can we do to get you there? Like, let's help you enroll some DTs and get you some fast starts. We're there to help you do that. You have to first say, hey, I need help and I need that guidance from you. How can I get there? And then, yeah, I'm just so excited. I'm so pumped for conference. I have like chills now. I still have to wait like another however many months for conference, but it's fine. But make sure that you're getting your conference tickets by Monday at midnight so that you get all of those benefits that we talked about, the $500 in fast starts, $375 in sample cash that can literally pay for your whole trip. So that's super important. That ends Monday night, but I'm so excited for all of y'all who hopped on. Make sure to text your upline and we can help you get there. But thank you guys for all spoke tonight. We really appreciate it. I hope you guys have an awesome evening.